Welcome to Concrete Block. I'm your host, Walter. Today we're diving into the escalating conflict in the Middle East, where tensions between Iran, the US, and Israel continue to rise. The situation is complex, with multiple players involved, and it's essential to break down the latest developments to understand what's at stake. According to recent reports from the Straits Times, Iran has stated that the Strait of Hormuz remains open to all shipping except vessels linked to Iran's enemies. This comes amidst the US-Israeli war on Iran, which has kept most ships from passing through the narrow strait, a critical conduit for around a fifth of global oil and liquefied natural gas supplies. The threat of Iranian attacks has raised concerns about a potential global energy shock. Iran's representative to the UN Maritime Agency, Ali Mousavi, emphasized that Tehran is ready to cooperate with the International Maritime Organization to improve maritime safety and protect seafarers in the Gulf. However, he also stressed that ships not linked to Iran's enemies could pass the strait by coordinating security and safety arrangements with Tehran. Meanwhile, analysts are questioning the stability of Iran's leadership, suggesting that the country's clerical authorities may be more vulnerable than they appear. With the US threatening to destroy Iran's power infrastructure, the situation is precarious, and it's unclear how Iran will respond. As we navigate this complex geopolitical landscape, it's crucial to consider multiple perspectives and avoid simplifying the issue. The conflict involves deep-seated historical, cultural, and economic factors, and its resolution will require a nuanced understanding of these complexities. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a developing story that's been unfolding in the Caribbean, where Cuba is facing a series of challenges, including economic pressure and threats from the United States. The island nation has been experiencing frequent power outages, with at least 3 major blackouts this month alone. The Cuban government has blamed the U.S. trade embargo for its economic struggles, while Washington argues that the country's Soviet-style command economy is to blame. Cuba's Deputy Foreign Minister, Carlos Fernández de Cosio, recently stated that the country's military is preparing for a possible military assault, citing increased economic pressure from the U.S. and threats from President Donald Trump. De Cosio emphasized that Cuba hopes to avoid conflict but is taking necessary precautions. The U.S. has tightened sanctions on Cuba, including a de facto fuel blockade, which has left the island struggling to access energy sources and supplies. It's essential to consider multiple perspectives in this complex situation. While the Cuban government has made some concessions, such as releasing political prisoners, the U.S. is pushing for more significant reforms. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has criticized Cuba's offers as insufficient, leading to a stalemate in negotiations. As the situation continues to unfold, it's crucial to examine the historical context and the role of external factors in shaping Cuba's economy and politics. The human impact of these power outages and economic struggles cannot be overstated. Cuban residents are facing significant challenges in their daily lives, from limited access to basic necessities like food and water, to the strain on the country's healthcare system. As the international community watches this situation develop, it's essential to prioritize a nuanced understanding of the complex issues at play. Welcome back to Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at the escalating conflict in the Middle East. Reports are emerging of a significant escalation in the war between Israel and Iran, with multiple missile strikes hitting southern Israeli cities over the weekend. The attacks, which were reportedly launched by Iranian forces, have resulted in numerous injuries and damage to infrastructure. According to officials, the Israeli military has intercepted around 92% of the over 400 missiles fired by Iran since the conflict began. However, the recent uptick in attacks has raised concerns about the effectiveness of Israel's defense systems. The country's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has described the events as a very difficult evening in the fight for our future, and called on other nations to join the war effort. The conflict has also had a significant impact on the wider region, with over 4,000 people killed across the Middle East, according to government and non-government agencies. The majority of these fatalities have been in Iran, while Lebanon has also seen a significant toll, with over 1,000 deaths reported. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider the complexities and nuances of this conflict. With multiple parties involved and various interests at play, it's crucial to approach the topic with sensitivity and balance. We must recognize the human cost of this war and the impact it has on civilians, while also acknowledging the geopolitical dynamics that drive these events. The international community is watching closely, and it remains to be seen how this conflict will evolve in the coming days and weeks. As always, we strive to provide you with accurate and unbiased information, and we will continue to monitor the situation and bring you updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.